Good morning, guys. What's up? So today, I got to go meet a client today, or right now this morning. Anyway, sun's coming up. Anyways, gonna go meet a client this morning. He just wants to do some more projects and things at the house. We've been doing some landscape stuff there, so I guess he wants to add some more landscaping to the yard, so we're gonna go look at that. Then I'm gonna go grab one of the guys and we're gonna go split the trucks up. I'm gonna grab Jamal. Jamal's a new guy. Man, just gone through so many people, man. God, it's crazy. I mean, especially I'll have dudes like begging for a job, man, and then they just like magically have to go to the emergency room because that's always the go-to. You know, that's always like, oh, my girl's got to go to the emergency room. Second dude in a row, and that's the same excuse. But, you know, what doesn't work for them is my wife has her master's in nursing and in informatics and has worked in trauma units, pediatrics, like the whole thing. So, I mean, I'm just saying, like, you can't BS me about your emergency room visit or about, you know, a calling out, you know, for something like that. You know, like, I love this one dude, you know, Sean. He was such a good dude, man. I loved that guy. Very calm demeanor. I really liked him. He's a good worker, you know, but I do this thing where it's just, you know, you don't show up for work. I don't care how bad I need you. I don't need you. So, you leave us hanging, man. You leave the whole crew hanging. We're not huge. We just do 2 trucks, you know, but we're a minimum. We run 2 trucks, but only on 2 days a week, you know. So it's not like back in the day when I had like 12 dudes that worked for us. You know, it still hurt when somebody called out, but, you know, we got through everything. You know, now when you have, you know, just a few guys, like 5 dudes, you know, and you call out, like that's a big deal, man. So I take that seriously, and everybody knows no show, no job, especially when you haven't been here for 90 days, you know? So, you know, like the last dude, Sean, who's awesome, he's like, oh, my girl, you know, at 4 in the morning, he texted me, and he's like, you know, my girl has an emergency room visit. She had anyway, I don't need to put his business out there, what he said to me, but it felt bogus to me. So, you know, and he gave me back some terminology that didn't make any sense. And I asked Leah, and she was just like, no, this doesn't make sense. This isn't how this would work. And that's not what they would say based on what he was saying. So, you know, when you go to the hospital, I don't want to know your personal information, but I'm like, I want a picture or a copy of your sign out, you know, your discharge papers that just shows the date and the time and all that, because everybody gets discharged from the hospital. So, or something that shows that you were there. And then after I requested that, it was lights out, nothing. Kept my shirts, you know, which really sucks. That pisses me off. These things are expensive, you know. Kept my shirts and everything, and lights out. Never heard back from him again. I tried texting him, calling him, nothing. Lights out, man. You know, so another guy that was here and there was an issue. And then, you know, I'd let him go, and then he begged to come back. And then I let him back, and then same thing, you know, yesterday, emergency room. My girl's got to go to the emergency room. And I don't ever want to think anybody's lying, you know what I mean? So it's like, all right, cool, go to the emergency room. But I need a copy of your either admission or your discharge. I don't need any personal information off of it, just like any boss. I was like, even if you're part-time, if you show up here and you work and I depend on you to be here and you call out, you need to show me why you called out. After that, lights out. No problem, I'll give you your shirt back. Give me the money that you owe me. Like, just crazy. Nobody wants to work anymore, man. I mean, not saying nobody, but most people, compared to just, you know, a few years ago, like, nobody wants to work, man. It's crazy to me. Crazy. So anyway, I gotta find more people again. And, you know, and the guys that are here that have been around, you know, they know that, you know, we do our best to make everything awesome here. You know, and the thing is, it's like, well, why do you go through so many people? I'm like, well, the reason I go through so many people is because I still, no matter how bad I need people, I have zero tolerance for certain things. I have zero tolerance for people being racist. I have zero tolerance for people being total dicks to other people on the truck for no reason. I have issues with people calling out of work. And I have issues with people laying down on the job and letting everybody else pick up, you know, their slack. I have zero tolerance for that. So if I have to keep going through people, then, man, I'll keep going through it like a deck of cards, man. I hate it, though. Like, I want to find everybody we need, and they stay here like it used to be, where I had guys that would stay 3 years, 4 years, 2 years, 1 year. I mean, dude, I'll be happy if I get people that stay for 6 months at this point. And it's not, you know, at first, you know, I was just like, is this something that we're doing wrong? But man, and if it is, like, I'm open to change or do whatever. But I mean, other guys are like, no, man, it's, you know, we're with these guys that do this when you're not around, and it's not the company, it's the individuals. So I'm like, all right. But, you know, and the thing is, you can't conform to what your employees need, you know, to a certain extent. You know, like, you have to run your business the way that you need to run it for yourself, and they need to comply to how you run your business, you know, but at the same time, not taking anybody for granted or taking anybody's ideas or opinions for granted, because, you know, everybody has ideas, you know, that could benefit everybody. So I'm always listening for that. But this isn't, you know, that. Like, don't show up, don't be a punk. Or, you know, if you just show up to work, don't be a punk, be respectful to everybody. And that's how simple it is to work here. That's how simple, but it's just not that simple anymore. It's crazy, man. So, you know, new adventure is just finding more people. It blows my mind. And it's not a question of, hey, what are you guys doing, you know, as far as hiring and all that. It's different everywhere. I mean, we're in Jacksonville, Florida. We have one of the lowest unemployment rates in the entire country. If you do not have a job here, it's simply because you're lazy and you do not want to work. There is no way that you can live here and not have a job. This isn't that town. This is strictly laziness to be unemployed here. So, and I've seen a lot of that lately. You know, a lot of guys are on pills. A lot of guys, I mean, that's like the kind of the big thing is I'm finding the two big things, man. Pills and YouTube, social media, which is kind of ironic considering we do a YouTube channel, right? But what I'm saying is these guys, this is what I'm noticing, and then I'll shut up. These guys, some of these guys, sit around all day watching YouTube videos, you know, on Facebook all day long, and like their brain like takes all this input in constantly all day long. And what I've noticed is these guys are having like withdrawals when they have to go grab a weed eater or something and go off on their own with no, you know, content input, you know? So they're having a hard time actually just chilling out and just working without that in their hand, staring at it. It's become like this really bad addiction. And I'm telling you, some of these dudes would just rather be at home not doing anything and giving their girl or somebody an excuse why they don't have a job and just sit around on their phone all day long. It's crazy to me. But I have noticed that, like, people are so addicted to digital input that it's starting to affect them being away from it and being able to do their job. It is crazy. So anyways, I'm done ranting, and I'm just really disappointed in some of these guys, man. But, you know, Jay's here, my brother Nadim's here. He was made a crew leader. You know, that dude absolutely rocks. Him and Jay are really killer. Jamal is off the chain. And then we have Seamus, who has been dubbed the Edging Legend, because that guy is like he is just taking edging to like a new level. We do not use weed eaters to edge down here. We edge everything with an edger, unless you know, it's kind of like a a really nasty area, and edge lines need to be cleaned up, then we use, I call it edging with a weed eater. So then we'll wedge, a bunch of areas out. But otherwise, yeah, he has definitely become, one of the meanest edger guys I've ever seen. So he's destroying things on the edger. And then we have another guy that's part-time, but it's I'll never give up, man. Finding the right members for this family, that's how I like to treat everybody. So but yeah, anyways, guys, I hope that that if you are out there, if you're on your own and you're getting ready to have a new employee or take on somebody, I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you it's easy, unless you know somebody and they're gonna work out, which you still don't even know. But it's just not easy in my area to find really good people, and I think that plague has spread across the entire country, which is just crazy. Anyways, you guys have a awesome day and an awesome week, man. Woohoo!